Yeah, I know that this is late in the week, but this is when I got to watch it, and so I'm watching this first time. I'm going to go through this, and I'm just going to give you what I see as I see it. Oh my goodness, what in the world? Well, that's this right here. This is no bueno. What is he doing? He's got to either take on the block, or take the back, or take the quarterback, but you can't just run right by everybody. Whew. Well, that's the reason for that gain. But yeah, I'm not going to be going back and replaying much unless I'm trying to figure something out. So we're going to see this. I got a little. So looks, yeah, what they're doing is they're rotating up into a penny front. So you got your one backer, and then they've got they're walking down the rover, so they end up in a three deep. And he's probably playing some sort of hole player here. Yeah, he's a rat. And then oh, this drives me crazy. You cannot leave your feet. What is he doing? This is how you lost a game earlier this season against Pitt, by leaving your feet. Don't ever leave your feet. Not like this. And once again, that's a gain because you got a guy that left his feet. And I would be on the sideline right now. If I'm this guy, I'm on the sideline having an aneurysm over that. All right, so and smart on them going condensed and then motioning to effectively a tight bunch. Florida State's been terrible at that. Oh, that's not bad here. All told, you got a good pickup here. You're good here. And you got something here. I mean, he's getting that out right away to the little split zone slip there. And, he's going to follow the back a little bit on the action, but then gets back out. This is not terrible. You'd like to see him get out a little quicker, but that's good recovery there by Rawls. Be careful that on this turf, you don't blow a knee out here. But, geez, guys. Look at that. A bunch of slippage there. Whew. Could have been a little bit better in terms of the finish, but they got to figure out a way to get this grass to be a little less of a problem. But all in all, that's not terrible from what they've got. Jeez. Noticed you had a start here from 44. So you got a little counter action here. GC counter. Not going to see that a lot. But he's uncovered, so that's why he comes. It's pretty well blocked, actually. Now, really, what you'd like to see is downhill faster right there. He's got to attack this now, trigger now, and that should be tackled right in here before he gets ahead of steam, because he's got the outside. You got to hit this hard. Don't wait and catch. All right. Again, a little tight bunch, and now they're motioning out of that. I'd live in tight bunch if I played against Florida State. That's actually pretty good right there from Edwin Joseph. So he's staying in his zone. He's really got him. And they're running a switch concept here. And against the zone, it really shouldn't matter. So he's coming up the sideline. He should be covered here. He's going to curl up. He should have this. And the key is that they're putting this in conflict. You've got your flood concept here. But Joseph sort of sits on that. What you'd like to see is maybe a little quicker over here. There's no threat from the other side. So get to that. And, a really good quarterback is probably good quarterback and receiver. They're probably sticking this in here. But instead, that ends up being a fumble, and that's really close to a recovery. Not too bad. All right. I mean, it could be worse in terms of the coverage on the back end there. All right. And they're in a true 3-man here. Now that they're long yardage. Russian 3, and they're going mesh here. And they actually traded this off well right here. These guys handled their business. They held their water. Now, he's got to find him. He should not be over here. He should be on the hash. The way that mesh generally works is you're going to get an OTB, and over the ball right here, he needs to be on the hash so that he's forcing him to throw around him a little bit. I don't know why he's widening. He shouldn't be widening here. He knows that this is mesh. He should have the thing back here. He's got to know that's there. So he's wrong. Once again, you got a slippage on the back end. And I wonder, why are they playing so deep here? Jeez. And they're so close together, too. This is... I mean, it's a cover 3 look, right? Yeah. Well, there's quarters, maybe. But he's got to be up on that. There's just too much space here for these guys. Very poor throw. Ooh. Did you get a piece of that? Maybe, no, I don't think so, but it's just a really poor throw. So once again, going bunch, forcing communication. Good stop on 3rd down here. Really still don't like this stance. But he does get him in the backfield. I can live with that. That's not bad. This is the new wrinkle, putting those two next to each other in a pass rush situation. All in all, good overall. Got some of the young guys on here. That's pretty good from Graham there. He's beat initially by the point guy here, and he makes sure he works over and takes contain of that. That's pretty good from the guys on the front end there. These two guys turn this back inside. Not bad. Better effort, I think, from some of what we've seen. If there's one place where you're not going to run it as well against Florida State, even Miami found this out, slamming it up the middle is probably not the way to go. And KJ actually had a pretty good outing on this one. He's too high there, but okay. So now once again you got a trips here. They're forcing these guys to communicate. You got 3 over 3 here. Now he's going to motion in. Now you got fib to the you got formation to the boundary. This is actually not bad. Okay, so you got communication here. Recognize in and in and in. That's good by the corner. This is poor here. He should be... Yeah, he should be playing this a little bit more to handle him. But if you're going to make a mistake over the top. But this is not bad. They actually communicate. They actually trade off some. On this side, you got the little pivot route. That was open, but not by a bunch. Problem is that you got behind the ball again here. Once again, James Williams getting behind the football. And then you get caught up here and you're just too slow at backer. So quarterback gets a first down there. It's very poor from Williams here. You do no good when you get behind the quarterback. There's nothing good that happens back there. All right. Quads to the boundary, so definitely fib. And again, this is all stuff that every team's going to do to Florida State until they show they can stop it. And this is a little more aggressive than we've seen in recent weeks. bringing pressure off the edge. So they're bringing 5, and they get hit in the teeth with this screen. And, I mean, this is an aggressive attempt here by Juice Cryer, but whew. And then ultimately that's a good play here by the safety. This is this almost went for a long way, and against a really good back, this a Trey Benson type houses this because he's got every opportunity in the one-on-one. But that's a good win by the safety. Shoulder pad right through the inside knee. All right, fib again, formation to the boundary. Bunch, and they're just going to run the... That's really good by Rawls. Rawls is a good football player. That's an NFL guy right there. Yep. That's a good football play. I mean, he got the worst of it as a blocker, but it's just downright stubborn tenacity to make that tackle. That's really good. And if he doesn't make that tackle, I mean, this goes for a little bit on the outside. So it's pretty good. So once again, you got a mesh concept here. Come in here and here. And normally on mesh, and this is actually mesh traffic because you got 2 guys coming. You're going to have one here, and then here. So normally you're going to get an OTB. If you get mesh traffic, they're trying to set this up. And he's got to be on that better. I don't know what he's looking at because he's the extra player on this outside. He's got to be over here, sort of receiving that mesh player. And then work his way to it. That's too much space. But that's what you like to see as a coordinator. 5 guys converging on the football to make a tackle. Okay, so go forward here. And again, I'm not sure what he's thinking here. It's a really poor tackle. Once again, starting fib, motion out, more mesh. Now this one they cover pretty well. And you start to see one of the differences that we're seeing here is right here. He's actually matching. He's identifying this as a potential mesh. They pass this off, and he finds the over the ball. This is good match. This is one of the first times all season that I've seen it. They've handled this well. And there's not really anything there. So this is a run situation for the quarterback. You'd like to see maybe a little tighter if you're going to do this full loop here. This is pretty good here. Compress it. Williams does not get beyond the quarterback. He recognizes he's even, works back. That's good. This is one of the best fundamental plays I've seen from the defense all season in terms of a quality rep across the board. Now, they still give up the first down because you don't make the play here, but you did match everything correctly. Sometimes, the quarterback just breaks a tackle and makes a play, but I'm fine with that, with the fundamentals there. Now, Desir here, you'd like to see him kind of work to this gap just a little bit more to close that down. But man, he's really close to getting him down right there, and then drives over. But that actually was an encouraging situation. All right, so you got split zone here. Got a double on the 1 right there. Should work up to here. And they're, I think, RPOing off of him. Yeah. And one of the things I don't like about how they play this is that the safety here just plays so deep. But you do have a safety here that's in the box to provide an extra body. So that makes sense. But then when they compress that down, I would really like to see maybe this end up here and getting more here than what you're going with. But because you are short on that side, go 1 to the field, and because you're able to get this edge and you're able to kick him out, now you've got him spreading, and it's basically he's the only player on this entire side of the ball, and you're able to get a blocker on him. So that means he's got to be the guy. And that is a really poor effort. Oh, that is brutally bad from who is that? That Little? Yeah, that's Little. That is brutally bad from Little. He's got to come up. First of all, he needs to come up earlier, and then he also needs to come up more aggressively. You cannot just break down and get on your heels here and try to swipe. You've got to make contact and form tackle that. It's a good play from behind by Rawls, who came up looking like that shoulder didn't feel real good. Left shoulder. Still out there, but you can see he's hurting. And it's really good here from the tackle. This double here to get in on Jackson. Little X actually compresses that enough that he gets the tackle with the blocker. More mesh. I don't know what they're doing here. One of these guys has to be wrong. That's weird. You should never have 2 guys standing next to each other like that. But he should be widening with this. And this drives me crazy. Because you got a center backer. You got another one. He should just widen with this, as you call mesh, mesh, mesh. Right here. Just get out with him. What are you doing? Rawls again with a good tackle. Four-man rush. Looks like they're in some sort of, yeah, they're in a man-free type situation here. It's a match-free single high rotated to that. So it looks like it could be quarters here at the snap, and then they rotate. Good fight from your edge there, from Jaden Jones. Right here. It's a little early on his spin, but still manages to flush the quarterback, and overall pretty good coverage across the board. Second quarter. Nice little motion to try to get a crack here on your edge for the toss. And this is really good fighting out on that from your edge, but you've got to have better flow from here. And I'm not sure what the backer's doing. So this is Little again, getting over the top. You've got help here, son. You should be alley. He should be here. He should be here. You can't get all the way out here. This is overrun at this point. You've got to take that angle. And win here. And is this the one that there's the hold? Yeah, it looks like there's a hold there. Win almost catches that. But yeah, this is on little. And my goodness, some of these guys in the secondary, Kirkland looks so slow here. That should have scored. Yeah, you're the rover. You've got to be responsible for taking this inside out. I don't know what he's doing. And the hold's right here. It's a good call. Not going to always get that, though. Mesh again. And again, what I like here is that now you've got the rover playing the middle, and he can take that OTB. And then again, these guys, you can just let him take those. That's how that should be. But the rover, I don't know what you're doing. Recognize who the OTB is. Recognize who the over the ball is. Match to it. You got a guy coming up specifically for that, but he's got his eyes on the quarterback instead of checking where your guys are coming from. If you see him, you should be shading to the player. Don't just cover grass. Oh, it's so bad. It's like he gets to the grass and then he looks for a player instead of, you should be on the inside release. You should immediately be looking eyes over here. Recognize the covers. It's just really late recognition. So bring in 6 here. Pretty good for Amari there. Got the little swing screen. Joseph does a pretty good job of fighting that, and then that's where you get the strip. Turns out not to be a first down because you got a really high effort play here. This is really good football. And they're trying to draw you off sides. So now you get another drive here in the second quarter. So showing hard play action. That's extremely poor from Jenkins there. He's got quarterback here. This is second time he's just run straight through. Like his job is this. So when he sees that toss, your job is to run through the outside shoulder of the quarterback after the toss and then play the pursuit through him. What is he doing? Look how hard everybody goes on that play action. And then you get this behind him. It's just so poor. There's going to be opportunities here against Clemson. And Klubnik and Clemson, this right here, this scores. I guarantee you Clemson's going to show this same look. Trips bunch to the boundary. They're going to run some sort of toss. You're going to see this, and you're going to see this, and they're going to try to get maybe Wesco or somebody on this little cross. And if they get this amount of bite, Klubnik's going to hit him right now, and he's going to get upfield and score against FSU's slow secondary. That's so poor. It's just undisciplined, and that's a really poor throw and really poor catch. Late throw, too. Now they do run the little toss, and again, against Bunch, I want to have somebody up here pressing the point. Even if it's your defensive end, press the point with him. You're just outflanked immediately. Rawls plays that well. And you can see they're trying other guys there at the Rover. That's Barker at Rover. Now you got Little back in there again. You're not going to get a lot running that stuff inside against this team. Defensive tackle, definitely the strength of this defense. So shot play here. You got a little NCAA concept here at the deep post. They got 3 guys on this. And then you got the one here. There's really nothing there, so you got to run it as a quarterback. But what I don't get, quarterback starts to run, and watch, he's getting his eyes out here. He's got his back turned to the quarterback at this point. Get back. Jeez, guys. It's so poor. He sees him start to run, and he gets out here instead of just sitting. You know you've got help here. Whew. Another toss. Handled better. Still getting positive yardage. First down. Another shot play. Honestly, he should be throwing this. That's beat. Rawls is beat here. But I think they're wanting to run this little sting here. Little shallow sting. That's what he's looking at, but he should be going right here. There's a lot of opportunities here for a quarterback. See, this should be, you recognize that he's curling, you come back inside with him. Don't just drop, don't cover grass. What a poor throw, jeez. It's just a really poor motion, too. He's pulling down and across instead of extending. So 3-man rush on 3rd and long. You're dropping 2 guys to the same spot. Get a little slippage. First down. This is mesh. You should be able to have somebody come up and take the quarterback before he gets the first down, but it's just so bad. Defensively, this is not good. It's also a really poor tackle effort. So we're running a little end tackle. You get the pressure. It's a good little game there from the end and the tackle, and Desir gets the win. They don't handle that well. So now your 3rd quarter. Nicely timed blitz. This is what you're supposed to do in a 3-3 type scheme. Get the advantage with early pressure. First down for a loss. Now you're bringing early pressure again, but you're bringing it from where you're mugging. And you get a win on the outside against the tight end. And that's just so bad. That right there. Ooh, boy, that's bad. I mean, they get in the backfield and they just don't know what to do. Good throw. Just running a little like wing T play here. It's like the flex bone, little flex bone reverse. Bringing field pressure again. A little field reduction with a drop off here. This is more what I expected to see when they got Tony White. So you got a B gap wheel or rail release along with a dig here, and he's trying to hit that dig. No, he's trying to hit the shallow. Yeah, should have been a pick, but he should be going right here. This is open. Take that right now. Just throw it right in front. Boy, there's just so much space for any quarterback who wants to be able to throw it over the middle. It's just a matter of pressure, though. So they go bunch to the boundary. Tight bunch. Trying to get you flanked. And you got your safety rotated down. He's just got to hold up at the point of attack right here. That's pretty good. And you get a win against the wide receiver right here. I do like having the wide 9 against this look. Force them to have to block your defensive end with somebody small, and you're going to be able to do better here. That's one of the things. I think that's something I would classify as a real adjustment here, is playing wide 9 against the tight bunch. That's okay. So this is your 4th and 7. And at this point, it's 14-0. You just need to get one more stop and give your offense a chance to extend it. It's a good call. Can't let them bait you into this stuff. There's the hold right there. Very clearly a pass interference. A little screen here. And you need to recognize screen if you're the backer there when he lets you go. Boy. Again, this is one that they set up really well, and there is not a soul in here. They know they're starting to bring pressure, and these guys are just not doing a good job of recognizing when he goes, you got to go on his hip. You can't just keep trucking this way. You got to go and trace his steps. It's just undisciplined football. Why did he go outside? Get in here. I mean, I guess he's following that blocker, but yeah, I guess he's doing the right thing from what he's going to see from his reads. You're lucky that's what he did. Because if he hits this here, it's going to be really hard to get him down, because he's going to have a head of steam going straight up the gut. So then you get the penalty, and now you're going to get the fumble. Goes right off the helmet. You happen to be in a blitz here, which is convenient. You finally recover a fumble. So now you're up 21, and now you start pinning your ears back. Now you can start to play the kind of football you want. Oh, sorry. Now you can start to play the kind of football you want. You bring that field reduction. So you're slanting here. Reduce from the field. Make the tackle. That's really poor. Don't just lunge and swipe. Tackle the ball carrier. They just get on their heels so much. Wynn actually has looked pretty good so far. Getting some compression. Playing good football there. And again, you're not going to get a lot running between the tackles on this team. Once again, watch here, the true freshman. He's getting doubled. They get the first down, but it's not because of him. He doesn't go backwards at all. Takes on 2 blockers. Here's where you got to get your win. If he's going to come in here, he's going to have to take this, and you should get one of these guys against one blocker should be able to get this in the backfield. Had a little loop on, turned out. Another field reduction. A little pressure. Run and mesh again. They do a better job of matching up here. So you're going to get this. But again, I think he should match to here. He should be here. He should be here. But what they're wanting to do is have him be the flat, him take that, he's going to take that. And if they're going to do that, then you need to have him come up. That's just too deep. And if I'm Clemson or anybody else on the schedule, what I'm doing all season is just hitting this OTB with him playing over the top the whole way. If these guys split, this is open every time. I don't even know why you're going to the mesh. Why go to the shallow there? Good anticipation here. They've got to tell here. Him staying in this position here. He's recognizing this tell. Ooh. Tell you, that hurts. Nice clean hit, but boy, he's feeling that now, I guarantee it. Almost a week later, he's still going to feel that. This is another one where you're a tight bunch, quads effectively to the field, and you're getting this up against someone with this is basically mesh traffic, and you're hitting the flat. And if you hit this well as a quarterback, he should be able to get out there. The backer is just not, or that's, I guess, yeah, that's your rover. He's not fast enough. This team does not look very fast, Florida State. So you got this 4th down play. And this is really terrible coverage by Rawls. And he's a good player, but this is awful technique. He's playing inside leverage. The one thing you cannot let him do is come across your face. If he's going to come this way, you have to make him go through you. You can't get out there and then let him come past you. That should be an automatic first down. They live to see another play, and instead, that's lucky. That's not Rawls at all. That's the backer. That's why there's such bad technique there. But this is awful technique from Herring. Ooh, that's horrible. Once again, bringing somebody off the field. Don't jump. Herring's right there. That's pretty good. So after a quick break to record for my other job here, back looking at this again, and it's pretty good here. Got a little boot action here off of split zone, and they're trying to get a little rub here to get him on a guy that isn't as fast as him. This is pretty good from the edge backer here. They're bringing more pressure now that they're ahead. I wish they'd call the game like this more when they're behind, but that's. So now you're going to get the one-on-one here. You can see they've formationed this. They're motioning to try to get everybody over on this side. They want to get this one-on-one and test it. And I don't like how tight FSU safeties tend to play when they're in this kind of look. I mean, they're in. This is a two-man look, I think. Right? Yeah. This might be quarters, actually. It's hard to tell what they're in sometimes. They're bringing a blitz, so this is either a two or a where he's too far inside, or this is some sort of fire zone. Looks like it's a fire zone, so it looks like it's one. I don't know. Is this a hot pressure? It might be. But either way, you got a solo type here. He's playing inside leverage man. And that's Shamar Arnu. It's not the worst coverage. Let's see, the mirror's okay there. Protects his leverage all right. I mean, that's not bad, but he does get a little on his heels here. And you can see he doesn't have quite the wheels of some of FSU's top corners in the past. But it doesn't really matter because you finally got a win here on the edge and you created a turnover. And it's just because the tackle just sets poorly and just gives up a blow-by. I'm not even sure what's going on there. And the quarterback gets hit as he throws. And there's your interception. It's the easiest interception you're going to get right there for Earl Little. It looks like he's expecting help. I'm not even sure what's going on here, why he's stepping here and not to there. I mean, his guy is clearly here. I mean, they're working here, and he should be on. I mean, this side should be the man-to-man side, big on big. That's just a bust. Weird. All right, so now fourth quarter. Running a true rub. I mean, this is an actual block. That's a pick. I mean, you could call that a OPI. What I don't like here, why is he playing this far off? Like, why are you going backwards? Line of scrimmage is the 25. He's on the 40 when this ball's thrown. He's given 15 yards of cushion here. There's no reason to play with that level of cushion. You've got a safety here. You've got further help backside. There is no reason to be playing 15 yards off and then coming up. If he's playing fine, like, I would like to see him here at maybe 9 or 10 instead of 15. If he plays at 10 here, then when this ball's thrown, he can come up and make this tackle for like a 2-yard gain. Instead, this is a first down. I don't understand why they're doing that. That's the part that just drives me crazy. Is like, this is just not good football. Now, on this side, this time, he doesn't play too far off. He sits, and this you cannot throw as a quarterback. Rule here is you're watching him, and if his shoulders are still square, this is dead. You cannot throw this. If his shoulders are still square when you're going to throw, you throw this as far that way into the stands as you can. And this should have been a handoff. This should be going right here. I mean, even though there's extras in the box, you don't have numbers here. This should not be a RPO throw. That should have been a pick six. He just missed it. Both hands on it and just flat out dropped it. Should have been a pick six. So here you've got a Charlie, and he's got to rotate over the top. You're disguising it, but he's got to get there quicker. He's got to be out here a little faster. And I'm not sure why the backer is working out here. Backer should be right in there. He's just late to trigger to the right spot. Not sure what he's looking at. They're coming here. Your gap is right there. He's here. You should be working your way. Yeah, he's there. Should be here, 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 and here. And then you've got your extra. Another little mesh play. This one I like because you're getting this, and then you're getting the inside guy working off. So you got a secondary rub here. This would be really tough against man. But this is where this is so much better than earlier, where he identifies who the over the ball is and contacts him. And they're doing a better job of coming off and finding the mesh player. And this is really close to another pick. Rawls is in the right spot, recognizes the route combination, and reads it. That's how you should play that. So it's encouraging. You got a switch concept here. And see, what I don't like is eyes are completely on the quarterback. Peripheral should be here. You should be reading what's happening here and find where he is while your eyes are still on the quarterback. Don't just jump there. And then here you get nice little ghost move. And what I don't like here is he trips over himself and then he just kind of goes in for the hit. That arm should be coming Lawrence Taylor style. I would be always teaching guys to hack down at the throwing arm shoulder. You can create a lot of turnovers if you do that. I just don't understand why edge rushers, if you have a shot at the backside, you should never just tackle. You should always be chopping. Arms should be coming down. Split zone. Defensive tackle just wins. Back is blind. This should be cut back right here. There's actually room there if the back isn't blind. There's actually a lane here. You got to cut that back. It's a really poor job by the running back. Should see it open up here. It's there. A really good back hits this and probably hits 8-10 yards. It's just blind. Same concept. Now there's space this time on the front side. They're able to get the double here. That means the backer should be coming up. He's playing run, or he's playing pass. He's honoring this. He's got to be up here. Recognize what's going on. Head of steam from the back. Playing long yardage. It's okay. Fourth quarter. This is after the fumble. Little glance route on the RPO, playing really aggressive, knowing that you're trying to play quick change. This is a very bad quick change defense. Right here's the guy that they're reading. When he heads front side, this is automatic. And as a corner, you're at a disadvantage here. It's pretty good coverage, actually, as from the corner side, but it's just a really tough cover. You'd like to see him know before you go, sit just a little bit longer, just a hair longer. You can always get on your horse and get there and hit that alley. Pretty good play here by the safety. Nice physical job on the edge. Mickey Andrews would be proud of this in terms of how these guys are coming off here. That's what he always believed in. Good gang tackle on goal line. Once again, this is old school Florida State football in the goal line. Don't give up goal line, especially against the run. It's not bad. I do not like this stance. I don't like that the feet aren't moving at that point. I like this right here. This is good. Too high here, but feet are good. Hands to the face there. This is good scrape. It's pretty good from the backers. They're running at the bubble, and the backers know where they're going. And nice job by Arnu getting in there. Good physicality. There's a little confusion before the play here. And they're just trying to run a little leak of some sort. Once again, bunch. And honestly, there's 3 guys that are wide open here. So I don't understand why they're not pressing the point. Press the point of the bunch. Don't give him a free release. Press the point, then have him play to number 3, and these guys can all read it. But press the point right here. But he's wide open. That's open. That's open. If I'm looking at this, this is open. You can just stick it right in there. He's running a little pivot route. That's open. All 3 of these guys came wide open on this concept. This is very poor coverage. And look, that's a starter in the secondary. Like, that's a starter. He's a part-time guy. You know, he's in your rotation. These are not backups. It's just very poor coverage. I do like Wynn a lot. I think he's going to be a good player at defensive tackle. This is a very bad football team on the back end right now, though. And again, this is so easy because you're just running to the flat. You're going, one of these guys has to be deep. But if one of them's deep, the other one has to come up now. You cannot just do this. I mean, this is so easy. You can't play that far off. So this is obviously quarters. So he's playing flat. He's got to cap this. He's playing here. If this is quarters, he's got to be playing closer to here. You can't play quarters from that far back and then be able to come up and take this. You're 15 yards. It's just too easy to get that ball out for 9, 10 yards. I mean, I wouldn't do anything but this if I was opposing teams. Why not? Nice play by KJ Kirkland there. Nice little rush move here on the inside to get the sack. Some promise here from Amari. He's playing more and more, and as he gains some more weight and everything, you're going to have a guy that can be a real dude out there at edge. He's got a chance to be a good player. Next year's defensive line should be good if they can keep all those guys. Win both the Sears, Amari Williams. There's some talent there. They can, and those are guys that they've recruited. I mean, again, Amari just, kicking butt right back into the quarterback. But again, you're just running 4 verts, and it's just wide freaking open. I mean, this is just very poor coverage. And you're beat here too. Appreciate that Wake is trying to build by playing hard to the end. And then you get a chance to finish the game off the way that you ought to. Everybody on the goal line here out there. So, they're trying to bracket the top here in case they get here. So they're playing inside out here. It's not too bad. I like the bracket there, bracketing the outsides on each side. That's pretty good coverage there, so you can live with that. Nice finish to the game there from the young guy. All right, so, not everything's fixed defensively. I do think Clemson's going to have some opportunities in this one worth thinking about. Well, better late than never. I don't know who's going to watch it, but this is my chance to go through as I'm prepping for what to expect against Clemson.